in Kerala, made in Kerala.
സർ ഇന്നിപ്പോ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത് ഒരു സോർട്ടഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ആശിഷ് വിദ്യാർത്ഥി എന്ന വ്യക്തിയാണ്. പക്ഷെ കുട്ടിക്കാലത്ത് ബാക്ക് then what were your dreams like?
Kutikal, when I was a kid, my only concern was that in some way I can go and support my parents. My parents were very old.
Okay.
And I was an only child of very old parents. And I saw that my father had retired and my mother was taking extension after extension just to support me, you know, and I felt very guilty about it. At the same time, I wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to be somebody who was very good in, something in technical. But I discovered that I'm pathetic in mathematics. In fact, I just cannot manage mathematics. So it was dancing numbers, and I wanted to be a scientist, be an engineer. And it was very, very painful for me to realize that I'm not good enough. And I felt like a failure. And more importantly, I was wondering, how will I support my parents? So the earliest memory that I have of myself, even growing up, was my concern. How will I look after Ma Baba?
Okay.
And that gave me, an urge. So for me, acting was not so much of passion as much as I had to find a way to, take care of Ma Baba.
Okay.
And of course, acting was my passion, but as a working actor, it was clearly meant to support my family. Okay. So therefore for me, I never complain. I never complain, oh, it's a struggle. So what here? I did it because I wanted to. And then I met this amazing teacher of mine, Pandit Satyadev Dubey. When I would at times complain about people not being good to me and all that, he would say, Kisi doctor ne bola tha actor banne ko. Did any doctor prescribe to you that you must become an actor? He said, nahi, na? So stop complaining. So for me, therefore, whichever profession that you are in, you have to actually cut out all your complaints about it, how the weather is, how the world is treating you, what they said, what those people said, what they felt, they are coming in our way. Don't care. That's how life is. Welcome to real life. That's what I share with my son also, Arth, who's there in the US. I say, welcome to real life, my dear friend. And it's so amazing when I see him go on through life, zero complaints. He has to look after himself. He has to fight his own wars. He has to, I won't even say fight his own wars. He has to find his way through life. In fact, I don't even like to use this word that life is a struggle, it's a war. No, it isn't, my friend. Life is actually a journey. Life is actually a journey from where you are to where you want to be. And in between, life will give you options in which you change course. Okay. Why not? So imagine yourself to be the source of what your life is going to be. That is what I believe in. And, I'm just kind of, diverting and just talking about my son. Arth is a prime example of that. Somebody who went to Berkeley to study. He took admission in mechanical engineering, then scored phenomenal first-year grades, and then went on to computer science and electronics engineering. So he graduated in EECS, didn't have a job initially, worked around, looked around, got a job. Today he works for Tesla, all right? And so the point here is that here is a case where I could do nothing for him. He was clear that his father can't do anything. All of us are typically looking at what can somebody do for somebody. You discover in world, nobody can do anything for you. And that is when you become mast. I call it mast ho gaya bhai tu. Now, you're not even in expectation of it. You're actually responsible for your life. And therefore, there is no space for complaint. There is just your journey and you being enriched and empowered to do that journey well.
Sir, but then acting seemed like a very unconventional choice, right? Even today, it is considered.
At that point, yes.
उस वक्त तो और भी unconventional था, right? So how did you choose acting or decide like this is your call?
As I said, acting was purely the only thing I could do to earn a living.
Okay.
So it's not a story that I was very passionate about acting. I wanted to do many roles. No, yeah. For me, I had to find a way to earn a living for my parents.
Okay.
So acting was there. So that's it.
So 8th of July 1992, that is the day sir ബോംബെയിൽ എത്തിയിട്ടെന്ന് കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ,
Yeah.
അതിനുശേഷം ആദ്യ സിനിമ നടക്കുന്നു, അധികം വൈകാതെ തന്നെ ഒരു നാഷണൽ അവാർഡ് കിട്ടുന്നു. ആൻഡ് വെരി സൂൺ സർ ബോളിവുഡിൽ ഒരു ലീഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നോട്ടഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ആക്ടറായിട്ട് മാറുകയാണ് സംഭവിച്ചത്. ബട്ട് ആഫ്റ്റർ ദാറ്റ് യു ഡിസൈഡഡ് ടു ഡു സംതിങ് വെരി ഡിഫറെന്റ്, വിച്ച് വാസ് യു സ്റ്റാർട്ടഡ് sort of, you decided to take a refreshing start to your career in the South. ഒരു നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ സാർ അധികം ഒരു അൺകൺവെൻഷണൽ ആയിട്ട് ചിന്തിക്കാൻ അധികം സാധിക്കാത്തൊരു കാര്യമാണ്. Why did that happen and was it easy at that time?
So remember one thing, when you are driving a car,
Yeah.
okay, when you are driving a car, only you know what you're going through. Isn't it true?
Correct.
I from outside will see you driving the car. I will jump to conclusions, why you took a left turn or a right, why you braked, why you sped up. Similar is life, my friend. You know, some people are saying that's unconventional or that's conventional. I just lived my life each day, even today. I'm not doing anything unconventional. I'm just doing the next step. You know, for example, you who's sitting there, you're doing the next step. Somebody will write, say, wow, man, what a career choice, my friend. Wow. You know, what a choice. Somebody, that's so bright about you. Nothing bright there. You know, you're doing it. Anyone who's listening in, I want to let you know that you are doing the thing that you think that you must do. And then somebody else will be sitting in judgment of that. Somebody will say, wow, what a bright step. Or somebody say, look, I told you that was wrong. So I do not have the pressure. I do not take on the pressure of getting it right. I never tell anybody. I knew I could do it. I didn't know I can do it. I just was clear that I will do it. You know, it's like that. So I'm not clear about it. I'm not sure about anything. No, but I just keep on doing. I liken myself to a woodpecker. I just go on. I just go on, and I love to do that. So I have no pressure to get it right. If I get it wrong, next day is again my life. If I get it right, next day again is my life, and I'll take the next step. So when you can be free any of those extra pressures of being conventional, but then you do the next logical thing for you, what comes to your logic. And then later on, somebody will say, wow, man, what a thought. Yeah, you thought so differently. I wasn't thinking differently, my friend. I was just trying to do the next great thing that I wanted to do for myself.
Okay, sir. So how difficult is it to work on a language which you do not know and emote as an actor?
So
What
that was the interesting part. When I first started doing a Tamil film, I realized that, you know, as an actor, you're taught the importance of language, right? You work on the language. And then I discovered that I don't know the language. And I also discovered another part of me, that I'm not good at learning language. So of all the strengths that I may have, I also realized that learning languages is not one of my strengths. So I'm not very proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it either. It's just that I do not speak any of the, I can only speak 3 of the 11 languages I work in. So it was very, very challenging as an actor to pull it off. But then again, what's life without a challenge? And you know why I say that? I say that because I had the challenge. And so I got that if I have to earn a living out of that, I have to find a way. And the way I did, and I found a way. And therefore, today I'm equally, I may not know any of the languages. I can even work in Inuit because for me, the capacity for me to create roles, even though I don't know the language, it is very difficult. That I will say any day. But I also discovered that it isn't impossible. And that empowers me.
സർ ഓണക്കാലമാണ്, അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ നമുക്ക് കേരളത്തിലേക്ക് തിരിച്ചു വരേണ്ടി വരും. What are the few things you love the most about Kerala, the things which you really miss whenever you're not here?
I just love the warmth, absolute warmth of the people, the simplicity, wearing the mund, and that bright smile. Oh yes, I remember all of that. And of course, something which I look forward to is my puttu and my kadala curry and some puttu with some param, panjasara and neer. Yes, I love it. And of course, I cannot At some point, I could not handle the coconut oil. But then about, I think 20 years back, I kind of said, no way can I miss out on that. And therefore, since then, the Al-Shari biryani. And that biryani from Paradise, is it in Calicut?
Calicut. Yeah.
Biryani, oh. And the mati fry. Oh. And that other beautiful dish that Ranjitji makes at home, which is that simple sardine. It's a pinkish, the pink and orange.
Chala curry,
It's a very home. Yes, very simple curry. That with
mango
some,
and all.
And a very, very simple dish. It's a fish curry. My mouth is watering now. Yeah.
Mine too, sir.
Yeah, so and simply the Nandraparam fries, the banana fries. So there's a lot to eat, a lot to meet, and then having chai at the tea stores.
Yes.
And just sitting there, listening to people talking, looking at their faces, taking photographs. I went to Palakkad last year, and what a time I had here. I discovered Palakkad. Before that, I'd only been to, up north, Kannur, and Cochin, and all these places. But I had never been to Palakkad. And Palakkad, what a revelation it was. All thanks to my dear friend Odia Nair and his wife Odia. I got to visit that place, discovered Palakkad and the beauty of it. And the amazing food there. And so many more friendships I made there. The quaintness, the quietness. And the greenery, my friend. Kerala is, not just a brilliant line of God's own country. It is God's own country. God would like to call a country like that, a space like that, his own. Yeah. Quite a few things that I love about Kerala.
What about our movies, sir? Malayalam films. What's your take on that?
Of course. So again, okay, so I must admit to one thing, okay? This is going to be a confession.
Yeah.
All right. So are you ready for the confession? So the confession is, my friend, that I do not watch films. It may seem very odd, right?
True.
I have done about 250 plus films, or maybe now 275, maybe. I haven't watched, I don't know, I may have watched 5 or 6 of my own films, or maybe 10. I do not watch films for many years now. I love to act in films. I love to listen to scripts. I love to do detailed work on scripts. I love to act. I just love to go out and create things, but I do not watch films. When people tell me such a film has been made, and that film is doing well, and this story was great, and this director was great, I say, wow, let me get in touch with that director. I want to be in your next film. So again, I do other things in the time that I have with myself. In fact, funnily, I don't even go and watch my take. After I give a take, I'm just standing. Many people now, just go and look at the take, how the take. I'm just, wherever I'm standing, I'll just keep an eye on my director. Director gives a nod. I say, okay. He says one more. I say, okay, sure. We go for it. And that's it. I don't even go to the monitor. I enjoy that. I go about creating. In fact, I see the film through the eyes of the people who have watched it, but they come and say, I love that scene of yours. I love that dialogue of yours. I love that moment. And I say, oh, really? Wow. So, it's like there's a mystery for me also. What did that scene look like? And interesting. And sometimes the friends of mine will send me clips of that scene and say, oh, really? I did that. And most of the time, believe me, I kind of, I could have been better at that. I could have done that better. So that's possibly one reason that I don't even watch my own shorts.
സാറിൻ്റെ സോഷ്യൽ മീഡിയ കവർ പേജിൽ ഒരു ക്യാപ്ഷൻ ഉണ്ട്, വൺ ലൈഫ് മെനി റോൾസ് എന്ന്. യു ആർ someone who has totally lived by it. If I have to ask you, what's the one piece of advice you would like to share it with our listeners, or rather youngsters who are trying to make it in life? What would that be?
Don't hold yourself back. Don't be closeted. I'm a doctor. I'm an accountant. I'm a salesperson. Dentist. I am a business person. Means, can you not be something else too? So I discovered that I'm also an actor.
Okay.
also a traveler, also a speaker, also an enthusiastic, passionate human being. I'm also. See, life offers many vistas. So do not limit yourself. I mean, don't be worried whether it's one life or many lives. Create this life to be as interesting as it can be for yourself. You know, when you say, bored, yeah, do something about it, yeah. Arey, routine day. What routine, yeah? You want to stop saying bad things about your own life. Do something which is out of the routine if you wish to. Who stopped you? If my profession doesn't allow, change it. No, but what will I do? Find out. Stop complaining. You see, my thing is very clear. Stop complaining. Stop complaining and you will find ways. In fact, wherever there is a regret, and you must have regrets, wherever there is regret, replace that regret with action. If you fail, take more actions. The next action. Don't be worried about what people will say. I love the line which says that, karke pastao yaar. Daro mat. Don't be scared and say that, yaar, what will people say? What if this happens? Whatever happens is your life. If you pay your own bills, if you're paying your taxes, if you're fulfilling your duties, go play big.
Sir, thank you so much for being on the show. Best wishes for the many roles you play in your life. Al Shukran, sir.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I really look forward to some amazing roles in Malayalam. Yeah, some amazing films are being made in Malayalam. I recently did a guest appearance in Fazil's film. And, I look forward to some amazing roles. So if there's some interesting writer, director, producer listening into this, give me something amazing here. I'm excited. I'm passionate. I'm 58 and I really want to do some amazing roles in any language. And so thank you for being who you are, my friend. Thank you for this podcast in which you connect Malayalis in all forms and hues and wherever they live with other Malayalis. I personally think that it's not just a question of Malayalis. It's a question of people with the spirit of touching more each day. So thank you for including me in that conversation of yours.